the table.
You dig? One more time. A seat at the table. You dig? And that's how we do it.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of A Seat at the Table, where we bring people that look just like you, but yet they do dope, extraordinary things. Hi, my name is Marcus Avery.
And I'm Kelsey Nashay.
And today we have Edgar Evans Jr. All right.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Man, we're lovely, man. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So very blessed. Better than I deserve.
Oh, man. I like that phrase, better than I deserve, man. I like that. I'm going to take that from you.
Right.
Yeah, come on, use it.
We're really excited to have you here today, Edgar. Thank you so much for coming on. So you're from Augusta, Georgia, and you are an author, and you also have a new show coming on.
Yes.
Peachtree TV. So tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the television show, the name of the show is entitled Saturday Foursome. And basically, Saturday is your busiest day at a golf course, and 4 people usually round out a group. So that's where the whole idea of Saturday Foursome came along. And basically, it's me playing golf with 3 celebrities that happen to play golf as well. And as a host, I kind of navigate the conversations while the show highlights the laughs, the camaraderie, a little trash talk, and the serious conversations you have when you play golf with friends. So, yeah.
Nice. So could you go into your upbringing in Augusta? I know that's where the Masters play. Did you ever get a chance to play there, or?
No, I haven't. So the Masters is played at Augusta National Golf Club, which is a very exclusive, one of the most exclusive private clubs in the world. But I actually do have an invitation to play there soon, so I'm very excited.
Nice.
Hopefully I'll get to play there next spring with a member there. So very excited for that. It'll be a big moment that I'm looking forward to. But I never played it growing up. And it was crazy. Even though we had the Masters, I was always intrigued by the tournament being there because it's such a big deal. But I didn't really play golf until kind of later in my youth. I didn't start till I was 12 years old. And it was just...
How did you get into it?
Yeah, so I didn't know this till years later, but my dad always wanted me to find a sport that I could excel at. And I played them all growing up. I played basketball, baseball, just about anything I played. And I was decent at basketball, but he knew I wasn't going to be tall. He knew I wasn't going to be a big dude for a football player. So anyways, he one day he was at a yard sale and he saw a golf club set for like $20. And it just popped in his mind to purchase it. So he brought it home, and it was the summertime, and he called me outside. Like, let me show you what I got. And it was an old bag with some old clubs, but he had some balls in there. We just dropped them down in the backyard. We just started hitting away. And for whatever reason, I just kind of had the natural talent to be able to hit the ball kind of up in the air and make it go a long way. And so I just kind of fell in love with it. And, I kind of taught myself how to play over that summer. I had a lot of free time, and I would just read magazines, and the Golf Channel had just started at that time. And so I would, watch the instructional shows, and I just kind of caught the bug and just taught myself how to play. And it was funny because by the end of the summer, I wanted to go to a golf course, but my parents, they were kind of uneasy about dropping me off at a course. They didn't really know anything about golf. And so, I would always read the sports section of the newspaper, and I saw they had these junior golf tournaments. And so you had to call in by Friday at 5, and the tournament was on Saturday. And so one day before the end of summer, I called and signed up for the tournament. And then the morning of, I was like, hey, I'm playing in a tournament this morning. You got to take me to the golf course now. Like, you have no choice. And so one of my sisters ended up taking me, and I played in the tournament, and I finished second to last, but I loved every second of it, and I fell in love with the game. We just started from there.
Nice. So what would you say was your best tournament to play in?
Oh, man, I played in so many. I played in hundreds of tournaments over the years. Different tournaments teach you different things, whether you win or you don't play your best. I'll be honest with you, though. I probably learned more about myself and more about life in the tournaments I didn't play well in because, with golf, you have to hold yourself accountable. If you don't perform, it's not anybody else's fault but your own. And I would say, so I was, of course in Augusta, golf is very competitive. And, I was kind of behind when I started. I didn't have the resources my counterparts may have had, my peers had. And so once I got to high school, it was really hard to make the team. Well, my 10th grade year, I've been practicing really hard. I went out for the team, and I didn't get a spot. I didn't make the team. And I've never felt so bad. I mean, I was a little kid. I was crying. I was just heartbroken about it. But I made a decision that nobody would ever outwork me or never work on their game as hard as I would over the next year. And that's exactly what I did every single day. I practiced and worked on my game. And then when we had tryouts in 11th grade, I, of course, made the team. And I had one of the lowest scoring averages. I was one of the best kids in the county. And so that, it just really taught me something. So, I've had good tournaments where I played very well and felt great about it. But I would say I'll probably learn more about, the times that I failed compared to the times I played really well.
Nice.
That makes me feel like I can really see that you are a person who is an advocate of rising up to reach back. So
for sure.
Do you teach classes? Is that something that you do?
I do. So I currently work at Atlanta Country Club, and that's kind of what I specialize in. I teach a lot of classics. So I do group clinics. I do junior camps. I do individual lessons. I do lessons for kids. I used to volunteer at the First Tee of Atlanta, and the First Tee is a program that's designed to get the inner city youth involved in the game of golf. And currently I work most Saturdays, so I don't get an opportunity to. But in turn, what I've done is there's a couple kids here in Atlanta that are really good golfers that have a chance to get college scholarships, and I give them free lessons to try to help out, because I know how that feels not to have the resources to get, quality golf lessons and stuff like that. So that's one way, I can kind of reach back and help out. And I enjoy doing it. And they're very appreciative of it. And, as long as they work hard, they'll pay me back, so that's all I ask for in return.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your favorite course here in Atlanta? Do you play in the city? Or?
I'm biased. It's Atlanta Country Club where I work at.
Okay.
It's an amazing track. It had a professional tournament there for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an amazing track. I also like Peachtree Golf Club, which is an amazing exclusive track, and the River Club up in Swanee. Those are probably my top three.
Three.
So what do you guys talk about out there on the green?
Well, it's so much. And one of the things that I want to get across, not only in this show, but something I want to get across to our community is there's so much business done on a golf course. And people may have heard that, but I really cannot stress that enough, how much business is done on a golf course. And I really think that at our HBCUs, we really need to have golf in the curriculum. It's something they need to learn, because I'll give you an example. Let's say you graduate and you get a new job at Coca-Cola here in Atlanta. Well, it's so powerful for you as, someone who's just starting out. Let's say you're in advertising or something. Someone who's just starting out, well, you can email the vice president of advertising and say, hey, I'm new to Atlanta. I'm just starting. I see that you play golf. I play as well. Can we play one day? Because when you play golf with somebody, you're spending 4 hours with them outside, uninterrupted, and you can really get to learn and get to know someone at that time, and you really bond and connect with somebody. And they will be able to give you so much advice and so many things that you could do to kind of help your career. And it doesn't hurt when it's time to get a promotion, when you can contact that person. Hey, I'm going for this position, is there any advice you would give me? Who can I reach out to? What do I need to do? I mean, it's so important. And I've worked at a high-end country club the last 5 years, and a lot of times I just listen and I hear about these things, and I hear about the deals they're doing, and they bring out clients to play golf, and that's where they make the deals. And it's so important. But you talk about everything, and that's what some of the show highlights. You talk about your family, you talk about things you're up to, you talk about current events, you talk about business. So you talk about it all. It's a great game, and it's a great way to connect with people. So yeah.
Okay, so we can look forward to hearing some of those business ideas and stuff that you've probably taken from other people during your tenure on the course.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
man. So
how
it's
many?
a lot of things I hear about investments and
Right.
just anything like that, man. It's a lot of really good things, a lot of really, really good things that I've tried to obtain and keep for sure.
Okay, and can we
Yeah.
hear? Go ahead,
Go
Kelsey.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I was getting ready to ask about. Okay, so I've been on a golf course a couple times. I'm terrible. I'm not gonna act I'm good at it. But the favorite part of playing golf for me
Hmm.
are wagers, right?
Right.
What is the most ridiculous bet that you've seen or been a part of?
I
On
I'm not a gambler by nature. If I'm
okay,
playing with someone, I'll play them for lunch. Most of the
okay.
time, that's probably the richest I'll get. But I have seen people bet percentages of their company
What?
on the golf. Yes, I've seen like, yo, this is for 10% of the company.
Wow.
Now, of course, they have had a couple of drinks, and I'm sure they did not actually give up a part of their company, but
Right.
I've definitely seen that, and people do lose hundreds of dollars from time to time on different games that they do play. But yeah, it's some crazy stuff, and some clubs they wager, they really put a lot of money on the line. That's not really my thing personally. Like I said, I'll play somebody for lunch or for $5, something like that. I'm just not a gambler by nature, so it's never really my thing. But I will say, when you have something on the line and somebody you don't want to lose to, the pressure mounts, and that's good. That's good repetition and good practice for when you're in a tournament, because you have those same kind of feelings of nervousness and stuff like that.
Sure. So, not many people know this about me, but I joined the golf team when I was in high school.
Nice.
And it was actually for just a short period of time, 1 month, because I was in too many other activities and clubs, and my family made me choose. But what I noticed when I was out there was there weren't many people who looked like me when I would go to the golf course. With everything going on in the world right now, the current state of the world, and being an African American male, can you tell us about any experiences with playing golf or any adversity you may have overcome? And what was that experience like for you?
Okay. I will say this: the overwhelming majority of my experiences at a golf course have been positive. Overwhelming majority. Now, most of the time when I go to private clubs, especially, I am the only African American. The majority of the time. Of course, you get stared at. People want to know who you are. Where you from. What you doing there. I definitely experienced that when I tried to qualify for the United States Junior Amateur. I think I was 15 or 16. There are some kids saying a couple of things that weren't positive about me, but I really didn't. I really didn't pay much of attention. And people stare at me a lot, but I'm used to it. It really doesn't bother me. So other than that, I haven't had any negative experiences, which is what we want.
Right.
I will say this though: what I have had to overcome is just a lack of opportunity, accessibility. For example, as I alluded to earlier about my peers when I was in high school, I never had access to quality equipment. Golf is an expensive game, and a
Yes,
brand new set of high-end clubs costs about $2,500, which your normal African American family cannot afford. And I played all through all my junior golf, all through college, into early adulthood, and I never had quality equipment. All my clubs were passed down. None of my clubs were custom fit to me. I didn't get new clubs until 5 years ago, which is amazing to think. So I think my circumstance or my the place I was financially, or the place where my parents were financially, has hurt the most. And of course, some of that is attributed to being an African American and how we are behind financially as a culture. So so that I never really had an opportunity to have a coach, and because it is expensive. And by no means am I making any excuse for any of my shortcomings, but that is one of my realities. And so everything that I've done, from writing a book to this television show, has been to elevate myself so that I can have all the opportunities and have all the things that I didn't have when I was younger. So, for example, now I'm sponsored by a golf club company that makes very high-end equipment. So now I'm playing the best clubs in the world. Now I have the money that I can go get an instructor that works with other tour professionals and work on my game. And so now I'm finally starting to reach my potential. I kind of hit a ceiling on how good I could be and where I could go and what I could become because of the lack of opportunity. So I would say more so with race, and it just doesn't give you an opportunity, no matter how much love you have for the game or anything else. There was a lack of opportunities, and it's changing. It is getting better, and people are helping, but it's a slow moving deal, just like with all the other progress that we faced as a community. It's slow moving. And so, I just try to do my part to try to speed that up. And, I hope that I know that once this show becomes successful, I'll be able to do some things to help out kids that went through what I went through. But I would say as a culture, we all have things that we're talented in. And there's things that we can all do, these small little things that can help advance us. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But so, all right. So let's talk about Flawless.
Yes.
All right. Let's get into what you do. Excuse me
Yes.
there. But so let's talk about Flawless. I'm gonna let you go ahead and just take the floor and you give us everything that you want to talk about Flawless,
What's
and I'll
about
kind of
this
jump
book?
in and see what you got. Yeah, that's
So
course
yeah,
we got.
Flawless is the name of my golf instructional book that I wrote and released 2 years ago. When I was about to turn 30 years old, I wrote a list of what I wanted to do the next 5 years, and authoring 2 books was on that list. And so after I wrote that list, it was winter time, and it was very slow at the golf course. It was very cold winter here in Atlanta that particular year, and I had all this free time. And I said, you know what, this is the perfect time to get started on this. So I started brainstorming, started writing down ideas, and then each day I would just spend 20, 30 minutes writing the book. And then on days where my ideas weren't flowing the same, I just went back and proofread what I had and just kind of added on it. Sometimes that gave me more ideas. And so it took me probably 8, 9 months to write it. And then, over that time as well, I just looked up, how do you write? I did my research. How do you write a book? How do you release a book? How do you, copyright a book? What do I need to do? And then I found the designers for the book and just everything. I put it all together. And then, the whole premise of the book calling it Flawless, basically what you can do is you can go to the contents area of the book and find whatever your swing flaw is. So if you hit it to the left, you hit it to the right, you top it, whatever your flaw is, you can go to the contents, find your flaw, and then I'll direct you to material in the book that tells you why you have that flaw, and then I'll give a couple easy ways to fix it. So it's really a flaws and fixes book. I didn't want to make it too long. I didn't want to make it boring. I wanted to keep it short, sweet, and very, very simple, which I find is the best way to learn. So yeah, it's been great. When I released the book, I had a book release party at the country club where I work at. And it was all self-funded. It was I probably spent $3,500 funding the book, getting it printed out. And the first night I sold 400 books and made extreme profit. I sell the books for $20 a piece, and the margin is really, really good. I got my books printed here locally so that I can ensure quality, and people can order it on my website, and I'll send it directly to them, and I'll sign each book. But yeah, Flawless has been great, and it was really the stepping stone I needed to get to where now I'm doing a television show.
I love it. So now, lefty or righty?
I'm a righty.
You're a righty. Okay.
Oh
okay.
yeah. All right.
So what would you say were your flaws in your swing? Right.
Right now, what are my flaws in my swing?
Yeah. But right now, yeah. What would you say is your flaw now?
Right now I'm actually working on rotation. So I got into a bad habit where my hips weren't rotating as I swing back, which makes me on the downswing using my hands and arms too much. And you really want to use your whole body as you swing. So right now I'm really working on a drill where I'm working on rotating more on my backswing, and it's really helping. So I'm very excited about what I have going on. But the only other thing that I struggle from is I'm not able to play every day and practice every day because I'm so busy with work and, of course, the show. But once the show becomes successful, I won't have to work for anyone else. I can be able to concentrate just on the show and my craft, and I'll be able to play every day. So I'm very close, which I'm very excited about. So
hopefully not too busy, because now I need a lesson.
Hey, come on. I don't know. I might retire every now
I'll
and
go
again.
out there
I might
with
be
him.
like Jay-Z, pop out of retirement. I give a little lesson here and there.
Right. Well, this is amazing. We want to thank you so much for coming on today. Again, everybody, Edgar has this new show called on Peachtree TV coming on Saturdays in September called Foursome, Saturday Foursome.
Saturday Foursome, Yep, so it's going to air on Peachtree TV every Saturday in September, 10:30 a.m. If you don't live in the metro Atlanta area and can't get Peachtree TV, it's going to also be on my IG TV as well as YouTube. So you can watch it. And the whole idea with this first run, with these 4 episodes, I'm trying to build as big a following as I can, and get as much traction and interactions as I can. And so when my agent goes to pitch the show to major networks this fall, we got a great package to present. You know, it's not just an idea or just one pilot, it's 4. And then also I have a billboard that's going up in Buckhead. It's going to be on the main strip of Buckhead where all the Buckhead bars are. So if you can, please go take a picture under it and post to your social media, and let's get the word out and get behind it. So thank y'all so much for having me.
You got to do the "Mama, I made it" pose in front of the.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming for sure.
And also, man, go ahead and give your Instagram, your website, and your YouTube and how they can find you.
Yes, very easy. Edgar Evans Jr. All social media, Instagram, Twitter. I'm most active on Instagram, Edgar Evans Jr. My website is edgarevansjr.com. For all you young entrepreneurs, make it the same all over. Make it easy for people. Edgar Evans Jr. is where you can find me.
And also, to receive text message updates to remind you of the show, you can text Edgar to 29071.
Yes, I can get directly to you and say, hey, the show is about to air in 20 minutes. Please tune in. So yes, please sign up for that text list. And, you know, let someone in your family or on your social media know about me. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you becoming a family here, man. And, man, I got somebody to get me right with my swing, you know.
I got you, man. I'm going to get you a copy of the book. You know,
Sweet.
We'll definitely get out there on the driving range one day. I really appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Well, guys, that's the end of the show. Kelsey, you got something else you want to say?
That's it. Thank you.
That's it. All right, man. So you know the deal. Come back and see us again. And peace, guys, and be a good person.
Awesome. See y'all later. Thank you.
See you.